welcome to the preview show of the Three Quarters podcast, the official podcast for the 2018 Rugby Africa Gold Cup. Also remember to jump onto the hashtag Road to Japan to support your team as they look to qualify for the Rugby World Cup in 2019 in Japan. I'm Demima Duffield.
And I'm Naro Kamuya.
So this is really exciting, partnering with APO Group and Rugby Afrique to bring to everyone the 2018 Rugby Africa Gold Cup.
That's true, and it's the second edition of the Rugby Africa Gold Cup. Of course, previously this tournament was known as the Car Cup, Division 1, and it was renamed last year, so now it's going to be known as the Gold Cup, and the tiers below, of course, are the Silver Cup and the Bronze Cup.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this year, we've got Namibia, Kenya, Uganda, Tunisia, Zimbabwe, and Morocco, who were recently promoted from the Silver Cup.
Yes, so as you've put it, the teams that are going to be featuring in this year's Rugby Africa Gold Cup, which also doubles up as a World Cup qualifiers for the Rugby World Cup in Japan in 2019. How are they selected? Of course, the Senegal are relegated from the Gold Cup last year to the Silver Cup, and Morocco are promoted from the Silver Cup to the Gold Cup. So the teams that are going to be participating, Namibia, Coach Phil Davis, he's come up saying that the competition this year is going to be very tough for Namibia, but they're very confident in the side that they've chosen. They've chosen a couple of stalwarts. I'm thinking of Chris Bota, I'm thinking of Ron Kitchoff, who's still there. So I think those are the guys he's talking about, and these are the guys we expect are going to be grinding the win for Namibia. Of course, Namibia are the favorites, having represented Africa at the Rugby World Cup for the last 20 years or thereabouts, since 1995. So. So Namibia are the front runners. The next team, of course, we're going to be looking at is the guys who I think are going to be giving them a run for their money, which is Kenya, the Kenya Simbas. They have a new technical bench. Of course, Kenya last year, of the last 5 or so years, have been coached by Jerome Pavata. He left at the beginning of this year, and in came New Zealanders, Ian Snook and Murray Ralston. So they had their first outing during the Elgon Cup. They beat Uganda away, and they would be feeling a bit confident based on the result they got in Uganda. But look, that was the Elgon Cup. Kenya, I think, should not take any of the teams in the Gold Cup for granted, Uganda included.
And I mean, there's a lot more at stake.
Exactly, there's a lot more at stake. So Kenya, of course, are known to be very athletic, and I think that's what they're going to be capitalizing on come this year's Gold Cup. Uganda, John Duncan being the head coach, is feeling quite upbeat about the team that he's chosen. They've had a couple of games. They've played South African Barbarians, and they've played the Cheetahs in a 2-test match in Kampala. He has a very good pool of players, but Uganda's problem, I feel, is going to be the fact that a couple of their players also feature for their Sevens team, and you have the Sevens World Cup coming on sometime later on in the year, or rather towards the end of July. So will he have the consistency? Will he have the guys in the right frame of mind to compete? That can only be answered, of course, as the tournament begins. But we cannot take anything from Uganda and John Duncan, and currently, as we speak, they're in Bloemfontein for their camp.
They have also brought on a new coach, Anthony Hughes, just to help fine-tune things after the Elgon Cup fixture.
Yes, they have. So they're currently, as we speak, in Bloemfontein, South Africa. For those of you who don't know your geography, Bloemfontein is in Free State. It's the home of the Cheetahs. So my suspicion, of course, it's not categorical, but my suspicion is that Uganda Rugby Union has some sort of partnership with Free State Rugby, and as such, they hope to benefit from that partnership. We'll move on to the next team, Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe are being coached by a man by the name Peter de Villiers. Peter de Villiers, for the big rugby fans will recognize, or the rugby fans will recognize his name. He was the person who coached South Africa Springboks to the 2009 Tri-Nation title, and he's the one who coached South Africa to the 2011 Rugby World Cup. So he took the reins towards some time last year, and he's feeling a bit confident about his team. He's been very clear. He said 85% of his squad is chosen from the guys at home. Of course, meaning that the 15% then is for the professionals, and they've been working a lot on the self-confidence and instilling confidence in the players. And Zimbabwe, I think, in my opinion, second to Kenya in terms of athleticism. So they definitely are going to be people to watch out for. And look, you can't write them off. That's what I'm saying. They haven't been at the World Cup since 1991, but and I'm sure they'll be gunning for that, having come very close for the 2015 World Cup. So it would be interesting to see the kind of work that Peter de Villiers has done in Zim. For Tunisia, they're under South African coach Jaco Stoutman.
I think we're almost all teams are getting at least one or two coaches from SA.
Exactly. So they're under the stewardship of Jaco Stoutman. Tunisia, very known, and to some extent Morocco, are known for their heavy set of forwards and quite technical guys, and I'm sure they're going to be recalling quite a bit of their professional players from France.
Yeah, definitely.
But Jaco Stoutman has been clear. He said, look, they're taking a break because of the holy month of Ramadan, and they'll resume training, or they should have resumed training as we speak, before they take on before they start the Rugby Africa Gold Cup on the 23rd of June. Then we have Morocco, who are the new entrants. They came in after winning the Silver Cup. Same vibe with Tunisia. They're going to heavily depend on their forward pack, and I'm almost certain, especially Tunisia and Morocco, that the teams that are playing away to them are going to be in problems because of the Mediterranean climate. So look, everyone is looking forward to what's going to be, I think, a fantastic 2018 Rugby Africa Gold Cup. Rugby Afrique in itself have come out and said, and they've put in a lot of work in terms of the preparation for the tournament. The Rugby Africa CEO Abdulaziz has actually come out and said that it's not going to be easy for any of the teams. APO Group CEO Nicolas Bernard, I think, yes, he's talked about how much rugby has grown in Africa. In 2002, only 6 teams played rugby. As we speak now, 38 teams are playing rugby, and 38 countries are playing rugby in Africa. So I think I am happy. I don't know about you. I'm sure most of the fans are happy at the fact that the Rugby Africa Gold Cup is here, and I can't wait to see the action that's going to be happening.
I'm definitely excited that it's here. I mean, big games, big clashes. You get to see other countries showcase what they're worth. In the Rugby Africa Gold Cup this year, the second place team will be joining teams from Europe, Asia, and South America in the repechage process for the final spot at the Rugby World Cup.
That's true. And of course, the winner of the Rugby Africa World Cup has a direct ticket to the 2019 Rugby World Cup in Japan, which of course I think everyone would be gunning for that, because then it lands you in a pool with the All Blacks and the Springboks on the Rugby World Cup. So definitely it's going to be very interesting.
Definitely, So best of luck to all the teams, of course. And people should always remember to jump onto the hashtag Road to Japan.
Exactly.
Right? Support your team.
Support your team. And if people are wondering how, of course, they're going to access these games are going to be streamed on the website for Kwesa Sports.
First game we'll look at is Zim versus Morocco. This will be a game that will be at Zim. Last year's Rugby Africa Gold Cup, Zim was second from bottom. So they didn't do too well, but obviously they're more sort of confident this year. With their new coach and with quite a big pool of young players. They've got quite a few coming in. I know they've got like Shinji Kawandera, who will likely play 15. He's from the Old Georgians club, basically, and they were national champions. So they've got a mix of old, a mix of young. They've had quite a bit of money pumped into their campaign, which obviously is really needed. You're not going to play without the money. Let's just be honest.
That's very true.
The money came in from resource company Zertu, and they pumped over $1 million into their campaign. So best of luck to the Zimbos.
Best of luck to Zim. It's good, as you say, the game is going to be played in the Harare Sports Club, at the Harare Sports Club in Zimbabwe. I think, like I've told you, they are second to Kenya in terms of athletic capabilities. Zim have because of how early people are exposed to the game in Zimbabwe, and I'd use 3 examples for me. Former Australia captain George Gregan is actually half Zimbabwean, having grown up in Zim at some point. David Pocock of Australia currently, who plays there, who plays for Australia, was brought up in Zimbabwe. Tendai Mtawarira of the beast of South Africa is also of Zimbabwean heritage. What does this show you? It shows you that these people are exposed to the game quite early in their life, and they never lack when it comes to technical. They never have a problem when it comes to the technical side of the game. They have a very mobile set of back rows who are going to compete at the breakdown, and they're going to frustrate each and every team at the breakdown, and Morocco per se in this game at the breakdown. They also have a very mobile set of backs who are very good on the defensive end. So yes, it's going to be an interesting game. Of course, Morocco are going to come with their forwards, and they're going to try and impose their forwards, especially in the set pieces, the scrums, the lineouts. But how do I think it's going to go? I'll be honest with you. Zim playing at home and the money that has been pumped in and the work that Zimbabwe have put in. I think Zimbabwe are going to be too strong for Morocco.
And that's what I think too. Although, hey, game day.
Yes, it's game day. It's game day. You never know. You can't write anyone off
until you see them play.
Exactly.
A lot of teams have got a lot of young players coming through. So again, you have not seen these players before. Not unless you've watched the local leagues. I mean, for the people who have, you're very lucky. But so if you haven't seen them, you've got to wait till game day and see how it goes. We've also got the Namibia and Uganda game, which will be in Namibia. Now, Namibia won the Rugby Africa Gold Cup last year. Quite convincingly, I might say. Uganda were third. I feel, to be honest, Uganda had a stronger team last year. But I guess, we'll wait and see.
We'll wait and see. I mean, Namibia, as you say, and as we've said, are the front runners for the Rugby Africa Gold Cup. But what Namibia do very well is that because of their heavy forwards, they're able to dominate the set pieces, i.e. the scrums, the lineouts, and they're very physical at the breakdown situation and the ball carrying, the molds and everything. So you can be sure Namibia are going to impose that in the game against Uganda. That game, of course, is being played at the Haile Geingob Stadium in Windhoek. But at the same time, look, Uganda have a very enterprising backline. And if Ivan Magomu, if Philip Okorach have a good day, these guys can split in defense.
Also, your friend Alan, his second name is just off.
Aaron Ofoirworth.
Yes, I can never say that name. But I think, having him at 9, having Ivan at 10, and having Philip Okorach at 15. Honestly, I mean, that's 3 people already who play very exciting rugby. They're brilliant minds. So that will definitely get their backline going. Although, I mean, if your forwards don't set the right platform, we know that it's going to be hard for the backs.
And but the only thing that really favors the Ugandan backline is how they're able to play in an unstructured kind of setting. So even if the forwards don't give them the platform, as long as they're given the space and as long as they have the ball to run, Aaron Ofoirworth, Ivan Magomu at number 10, and Philip Okorach at number 15 can split any defense. So Namibia have to be cautious about that. But if you ask me how I think it's going to go, look, Namibia are a bit organized. I think they'll be able to choke Uganda at the breakdown, not giving them quality ball, and I think Namibia are going to win on this one.
Well, I would agree. To be honest, I mean, them being the champions last year. But again, best of luck to both teams.
Best of luck to both teams.
And guys, remember, you can jump onto that hashtag Road to Japan to support your team. Remember, you can find us on Facebook, so like our page on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Demima Duffield.
And I'm Nara Komia.
And that's it for our preview show.
See you next week.